साक्षात् स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पश्चात्य देशतारिणे। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान् सखगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसूते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ईश्वरा परम कृष्णा सच्चिदानंद विग्रह अनादिरादिर गोविंदा सर्व कारण कारणम। हरे कृष्णा। By Lord Sri Krishna's causeless mercy, we are nicely studying Bhagavad Gita at least 5-6 days a week. So for those who are joining for the first time today, I welcome you all for this Bhagavad Gita class, Bhagavad Gita lecture. So we are studying in the Monday through Friday US time, that is Tuesday to Saturday morning India time. In the 8th chapter now, we finished 20 slokas. And on Saturday evening US time and Sunday morning India time, we are in the 2nd chapter. We finished 64 slokas in the 2nd chapter. But for those who are joining for the first time, you don't need to think that we are somewhere in the middle, because this Bhagavad Gita, especially in our lecture here every day when we study Bhagavad Gita, I'm going to refer quote from different slokas from different chapters. So that way you will get the complete picture of this Bhagavad Gita. This Bhagavad Gita is the topmost confidential knowledge, the most confidential knowledge. It is Paramam Guhyam. It is Guhya Uttamam. So this knowledge, if we understand it, so then by Krishna's mercy, we will be freed from all miseries of material existence. Because of our Swabhava, the soul, the Atma, because of our Swabhava, we are struggling in this material world, material nature. Manasastani Indriyani Prakristani Karsati. So with the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, we will understand the fact that we are struggling, we are suffering. So that is the first thing. So if we realize that fact, that means we have the knowledge. So that is called knowledge. The real knowledge is to realize that, to understand that we are in trouble. We are in danger. So when we are in trouble, when we see that we are suffering or struggling, we are in danger, the first thing we need to do is that we need to solve that problem. We need to come out of that danger. We need to solve all the problems. So that's what this Bhagavad Gita knowledge is teaching us. This Bhagavad Gita is teaching us, giving us the knowledge to solve all our problems at once, completely. Afterwards, we will not have any more problems at all. Because the so-called issues and problems we are trying to sort out, trying to solve in our daily life, when we solve one problem, then we are getting more problems. And in this material world, when we think that just by doing this task, I will be happy. Sometimes we will say that I need to just finish this one. Afterwards, I don't have to worry at all. Maybe a student who is studying, maybe think that, maybe a student going to 12th grade, I need to somehow get an excellent grades, marks in the 12th grade and get very nice college admission, school admission. Let's say then I don't have to worry about anything. But it is not like that. Afterwards, of course, we need to do very good in college. And then we have to do, like, we should get a job. Then we think that if I get a job, then I will be very happy. Then afterwards, we think that if I get this, I will happy. If I get a house, or if I get a car, if I get this, or if I get that. So like that, I want this and this and this. It will not stop. And by the time we realize that we will be too old here in this material world, in this life, and then we will be neglected completely. Even though we have got so much of knowledge, even though we got so much of even if we become rich also, but after certain age we cannot handle all these things. So then we will be struggling and suffering in this material world, and at that time we will be, whatever achievements we made, everything will look useless. But along with all these things, along with these so-called material achievements or qualifications and whatnot, if you gain the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, where Krishna in Bhagavad Gita is teaching us about how to remember him, how to focus our mind on Krishna, how to do everything as an offering unto Krishna. See, if you learnt this particular important science of doing everything in relationship with Krishna, with the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, then even when we get old, at that time we won't be in trouble. We are not going to be worrying about anything else in this material world, because when from the beginning we won't be attached to anything in this material world at all. That's what Bhagavad Gita is teaching us. Bhagavad Gita is teaching us the important knowledge that everything in this material world is temporary. And all the relationship what we have, all the achievements what we get, and all our accomplishments, everything is simply a matter of time. Everything is temporary. But what is important, what is primary, what is important is that are we able to remember Krishna at the time of death? That's what is very important point we need to know that. So at the time of death, if we are able to, are we able to forget everything in this material world at the time of death? So if we are able to forget everything in this material world, knowing very well that we are not going to be connected with this world anymore when we die. When we die, we will be completely disconnected from this material world. So at that point of time, if we are able to give up all attachments to this material world, not having any attachment, if we are able to give up all attachments to this material world, and if we are able to only attach ourselves with Krishna, remember only Krishna, nothing else, no one else, just remember only Krishna, then at that point of time, our life will be very, very successful. Because we are studying in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is saying very clearly, in the 8th chapter we studied in the 5th sloka, Antakalecha mameva smaran muktva kalevaram ya prayati sa madbhavam yati nasti atra samsayaha. If anyone remembers me at the time of death, then he will come to me. There is no doubt about it. That's what we are studying in the 8th chapter about Krishna's well, how to go there, attaining the Supreme. So that is the title of this 8th chapter, Attaining the Supreme. So if we remember Krishna at the time of death, then we are going to go to Krishna. Then we are not going to come back to this material world again. But if we don't remember Krishna at the time of death, then we are again going to take another birth. Whatever we remember, we are going to get it. And we are going to go through this repeated birth, old age, disease and death. And we are going to struggle and suffer and again go through the same thing forever. And we are studying in the Bhagavad Gita, we understood in the 8th chapter. And this nonsense is happening life after life without any end to it. And when we studied about Brahma's daytime, which is equivalent to 1000 yugas in this material world. So it is so much, it's trouble actually. When we compare to Brahma's daytime, 12 hours is equivalent to 4.32 billion years in this material world. So if we make use of this life right now, especially this human life, very effectively, if we are able to, if we learn to forget about everything in this material world, material sense objects, material relationships, material things, everything is matter, which is made up of matter. If we are able to learn, if we are with the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, if we are able to detach, then it is possible for us to remember Krishna at the time of death. So that's what this entire Bhagavad Gita is teaching us about, how to forget about this material world. So that means Krishna is teaching us that don't get attached to the results of your actions. That's what Sangam Tyaktva Karma Palam. So Sangam Tyaktva Karma Palam, or Tyaktva Karma Pala Sangam. Tyaktva Karma Pala Sangam means we should be able to give up attachment to the results of our activities. And so always I say in every class, that kind of giving up the attachment to the results, it is possible only when we get the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita and when we realize that we are not the body, we are the soul, and Krishna is the super soul. And when we are able to connect ourselves with Krishna with the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita by all the time chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, reading Bhagavad Gita, teaching Bhagavad Gita, sharing this knowledge, and all the time discussing with devotees, connecting with devotees. So all these things, our life should become completely Krishna conscious. That's what is known as Krishna consciousness. International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Srila Prabhupada established only to give this consciousness that Krishna is there in our life. So we need to recognize this fact. We need to realize this very important fact. Krishna is everything in our life. So only Krishna is everything in our life, and everything else is useless for us. So if that knowledge we are getting in this Bhagavad Gita, with the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, then at the time of death, we will be able to easily remember Krishna and go to Krishna as well. That's what Krishna is teaching us in this Bhagavad Gita in the 8th chapter, about Krishna as well. Because why Krishna is teaching about the Brahma as well? Then immediately after teaching about the Brahma as well, Krishna is teaching about his well. So in this material world, wherever we go, that is going to be temporary. Whichever planet we go, even if we go up to Brahma Loka also, even though we can live there for every 12 hours there, which is equivalent to 1000 Mahayugas, which is equivalent to 4.32 billion years in this material world, in this earth. But still, that also is temporary. But only if you go to Krishna as well, that is permanent. So that's what is known as Sasvatam. Sasvatam means it is permanent. And Sukham, Sukhasya Kandi, it is full of happiness. So that's why Krishna is teaching in the 14th chapter, last shloka, Brahmanohi Pradishtagam Amritasya Avyayasya cha Sasvatasya cha Dharmasya Sukhasya Kanti Tasya cha. So I have established this Brahman, this world, spiritual world, Krishna's world, Brahman. Brahmanohi Pratishtagam. I have established Brahmanohi Pratishtagam Amritasya Avyayasya cha. So that is Amrita, it is eternal. Avyaya, it is everlasting. It won't be destroyed at all. Amritasya avyayasya cha sasvatasya. It is also sasvatam. It is permanent. Dharmasya, there is full of dharma, full of righteousness there. So dharmasya, sukhasya kanti tasya cha. And it is full of happiness, full of bliss. So that's what Krishna's well. If we go to Krishna's well, if we go to Brahma, if we realize that we are not this, we don't belong to this material world. So if we elevate ourselves to the Brahma Bhuta platform, that is known as Brahma Bhuta. So Krishna is saying that Jiva Bhuta, Jiva Loke. When we are in this Jiva Loke, when we are controlled by the three modes of material nature, when we are struggling under the control of the six senses, including the mind, so then we are called as Jiva Bhuta. But if we realize this fact, And if we focus our mind all the time on Krishna, if we are able to give up all our attachment to the material sense objects, Brahmanadaya karmani sangam tyaktva karotya. So Brahmanadaya, our benefit, or what we are going to achieve, our achievement should be Brahman. Our achievement should be Brahman, not anything else in this material way. So what we want to achieve, we want to achieve Brahman. That's what Brahmanadaya. So we need to perform all our activities only to achieve the Brahman. Brahmanadaya karmani. So in order to achieve that Brahman, Supreme Brahman, that is Krishna's abode, Brahmanadaya karmani, we should give up attachment to everything in this material world. Then only we can go to Krishna's well. Brahmanadaya karmani sangam tyaktva karotyaga. Lipyate nasa papena padma patram ivambasa. Lipyate nasa papena padma patram ivambasa. So padma patram is the lotus leaf. So water, ambasa. So the water on the lotus leaf, it is not touching the lotus leaf. At the same time, it is not falling off the lotus leaf. So like that, in this material world, when we are doing all our activities, we should not be attached to the results, attached to the activities what we are doing, because our focus should be only to achieve Brahman. So that is achieve Krishna's will. So that's why Brahmanadaya karmani sangam tyaktva karotyaga. So Brahmarpanam Brahmahavihi Brahmagnau Brahmanahutam Brahmaiva tena gantavyam Brahma karma samadhina. So when we are not attached to anything in this material world, so our focus, our goal is only Brahman. That's why Brahmarpanam, Brahmahavihi, Brahmagnau, Brahmanahutam. So when we do everything, the hutam, the offering, and Havihi, the butter, Brahmarpanam, the Agni, the fire. So everything, what we are doing, everything should be towards Brahman. Brahmarpanam, Brahmahavihi, Brahmagnau, Brahmanahutam, Brahmaiva tena gantavyam, Brahma karma samadhinagam. So everything should be our goal should be only Krishna's world, Brahman. That's what we are studying in the 8th chapter now. Krishna is teaching, even giving more knowledge about Krishna's world. So only this material world is temporary. Only this material world goes through this Prabhavam and Pralayam. Only as long as we live in this material world, we'll go through this Avyakta and Vyakta. See, all these things are very important technology, like technical words, like a vocabulary. So we need to understand. So Avyakta, unmanifest. Vyakta, manifest. So Prabhavam, creator, creation. And Pralayam, annihilation. So this material world is created. This material world is annihilated. So everything based on Brahma's day, even Brahma's world is also a material world. That also at some point of time it will be completely annihilated. And again it will be created. Even Brahma also dies. Brahma also will die. So everything is in this material world. That's why Krishna is saying that even if you go up to Brahma Loka, you need to come back to this earth. Even the heavenly planets, Indra Lokas, Deva Lokas or Swarga Lokas, even if you go there, that is also temporary. So only thing is that they will live for a very long time and they will enjoy too much. But the problem is that it's going to be completely annihilated, completely destroyed. And again, everything is created again. So that way, what we are studying that in Bhagavad Gita very clearly, only Krishna's place is always there. It is not disturbed at all. So we should aim to go to Krishna's abode. That should be our goal. We should get ourselves attached to Krishna's place. That is the main thing. Sometimes devotees say that we should not be even seeking that. We should be simply asking Krishna to give me more and more service to serve him. But Krishna is teaching very clearly in Bhagavad Gita that you seek the place, having gone, you will not come back to this material world. That's what Krishna is teaching us. Yadgatva na nivartande. So go to that place. So tatat padam tat parimargitavyam yasmin gatha nanivartanti bhuyaga tameva chadyam purusham prapadye yatha pravrittigi prasiddha purani. So we should aim. There is nothing wrong. There is nothing wrong in ourselves seeking Krishna's abode. We should get ourselves attached to Krishna's abode. We should go to Krishna's place. Of course. How we can go to Krishna's place? Only by serving everyone else in this material world. Only by giving up all the attachments what we have in this material world. So then only we can go to Krishna. That's why Krishna is saying that Yesam to antagatam papam janana punya karmana te dvandva moha nirmuktaga bhajante mam drata vrataga. So they worship me with faith. Jara marana mokshaya mam asitya yadantiye te brahma tadviduhu krishnam adhyatmam karma cha. So having the desire of getting ourselves freed from the jara and marana is the best thing. That is the only desire what we should have. Jara marana mokshaya. So jara is the old age, marana is the death. Every one of us should seek, every one of us should desire to get out of this miserable condition which is happening for us life after life, and keep coming back to this temporary miserable world and struggling and suffering. All these things are happening in our life. So we are getting that knowledge only in Bhagavad Gita. So that way, depending upon Brahma's day and night, in this material world, in this earth, everything is created and annihilated. So that's what Krishna is teaching us, that Bhutagramaka sayevayam bhutva praliyate ratri agame avasaga partha prabhavati agaragame. So when Brahma's night falls, everything is annihilated. When Brahma's day starts, everything is created. But the next sloka, that is in the last sloka in the 8th chapter, what we studied in the last class, that paraga tasmatu bhavonyo avyakto vyaktat sanatanaha yasya sarveshu bhuteshu nasyatsu navinasyati. There is another supreme place. Paraga tasmat bhavonyo avyaktat vyaktat sanatanaha. When this material world is created and annihilated, that is always the same. That is not disturbed at all. Avyaktat vyaktat sanatana. Yasya sarvesu bhutesu nasyatsu na vinasyati. When everything in this material world is annihilated, when everything in this material world is destroyed, nothing happens in that place. So that's what is Krishna's abode. So that's what we are continuing. Krishna is giving us even more knowledge. What we are studying in the next sloka, sloka number 21 today. Krishna is teaching us in the 8th chapter. Krishna is continuing that. Avyakto kshara ityuktaha tamahu paramam gati yam prapya nanivartante tadama paramam mama. Avyakto akshara ityuktaha. There is unmanifest, infallible. Avyakto kshara ityuktaha. We are not able to see. We cannot see with our telescopes and all such things to Krishna's world. So that is beyond this material world. So that is completely made up of spiritual things. It's spiritual world. So there is no need for earth, water, fire, air, all those things. So in this material world, in this universe, when we go in this galaxies and everywhere, wherever we go, we see, everywhere we see only all these things. Some planets are made up of mainly gas. Some planets you see so much of ice. Some planets, everything, all this earth, some kind of metals, all these things. That's what we are seeing in this material world, everywhere. But Krishna's world is spiritual world. So Krishna is teaching us that avyakto akshara ityukta. We cannot see that. It is avyakta, it is unmanifest. Avyakto akshara ityukta. Tamahu paramam gatim. That is known as the supreme destination. Paramam gatim. That's what tamamuku paramam gatim, ultimate destination. Yam prapya nanivartante. If we go there, we are not going to come back. Yam prapya na nivartante taddama paramam mama. That abode is my supreme abode. That's what Krishna is teaching. So that way, we are understanding in Bhagavad Gita only that there is a place which is Sasvatam, which is Sukhalayam. Whereas this material world, Krishna is calling this material world as, this earth as Dukhalayam, Asasvatam, Anityam, Asukkam, Lokam. So Anityam, Asukkam, Lokam, Imam Prapya Bhajasvamam. Having come to this temporary miserable world, you worship me. Mamupettitu punarjanma dukkalayam asasvadam napnuvanti. Mahatma naga samsiddhim paramam gatim. So if you come to me, then you will never come back to this temporary miserable world. Mamupettitu kaunteya dukkalayam asasvadam napnuvanti. Mamupettitu punarjanma dukkalayam asasvadam napnuvanti. So that way, we need to go to Krishna's world. So we should get out of this material world. For that, we need this Bhagavad Gita knowledge. But unfortunately, nowhere they are teaching this Bhagavad Gita knowledge. No schools and colleges, no universities, no professors, no one teaches this knowledge. What we are studying is everything is going to bring us back to this material world again. So, along with whatever we are studying, material knowledge, material science, we should also study this spiritual science. So then we will be able to effectively make use of all these facilities available for us. This human body is a perfect machine. It's an excellent opportunity for us to make use of this body to get out of this material world. This is a great opportunity. Only with this human body we will be able to get out of this material world. That way, we cannot lose this opportunity. So we have to be very careful, and we should study this Bhagavad Gita and use our time wisely and do as much as service to Krishna as possible. That is by simply distributing this knowledge to others, by simply sharing this Bhagavad Gita knowledge to others. So that way, that is the only service. If we are successful in this effort, what we are doing right now. So if we are able to bring more devotees to this class, because here we are only focusing on Bhagavad Gita. We are not deviating a little bit out of Bhagavad Gita, away from Bhagavad Gita. So this is a great opportunity for all of us to study and enjoy this Bhagavad Gita. So if we are able to share this knowledge to others, share this opportunity to others, and make as many devotees as possible, so then that's going to take us to Krishna's world. Just that is the only thing. That's what at the end Krishna is saying there. Krishna at the end, he simply says that after teaching the entire Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna, Krishna is just saying that shloka many times I have quoted in the past. Ya idam paramam guhyam madbhakte swabhidashyati. Anyone who explains this knowledge to my devotees, bhakti mayi param kritva, I guarantee their devotional service, their devotion unto me. Mamevesasi asamsaya. They will come to me. There is no doubt about it. So, if you remember Krishna at the time of death, we'll go to Krishna. There is no doubt about it. So that way, by teaching, studying this Bhagavad Gita, by making more devotees, by spreading this message, so we are going to go to Krishna's abode. That's the only service we need to do. We don't have to think about anything. We don't have to worry about anything. Just this service only, if we do it to our level best, then everything completely taken care of by Krishna. So by Krishna's causeless mercy, we successfully finished this sloka number 21 in the 8th chapter. Hare Krishna. I'll stop now and we'll discuss if any questions are there. Hare Krishna. I'll hand over to Siva Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
And it's good, even though we changed the time 30 minutes in advance, still all of us are able to continue. That's a very nice thing. Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhu, Siva Prabhu.
Yes, Guruji. Yes. We don't have any questions, but I have seen that there are many new devotees who have joined.
Yes,
so
please.
I will unmute Neela Sheshadri. I'm seeing
every sloka, each and every subject discussed here is a perfect science. That's what we need to understand. Even you brought about the point about reincarnation. So we are in this body itself, in this life itself, we are reincarnating many times. So what we call it as reincarnation, when you die and take another birth, then you call it as reincarnation. But here in this life itself, this body, what we are having right now, it is all the cells are completely replaced every 7 years as per medicine. So we know that in our body, the cells are keep on dividing, and depending upon what organ this cell it is, it takes time. Most of the cells, like with every day, it splits into two, and some cells like liver and other things, it will take years also. But the main thing is that we need to understand the neurons also. So they are also, the biomolecules are changing. The molecular, if you get into the molecular level of biology, so they are not the same. They are all the time changing based on the food what we eat. So that way, according to science also, our body is not the same. So every 7 years, you are completely changing into a different body. But we still call ourselves as the same person. So then which is constant throughout our life? The one thing which is constant, which is not at all changing throughout our life, is the soul. That is our self, the Atma, the soul. So that's why, na sato vidyate bhavo, na abhavo vidyate sataka. Just in 2 lines. This concept is very clearly explained in Bhagavad Gita. So the one which is temporary is always changing, that is the body. The one which is permanent is never changing, that is the soul. And also Krishna is teaching us that Deginosmin yatha dehe kaumaram yavvanam jara. So the boyhood, youth and old age. So we are changing our bodies. Deginosmin yatha dehe kaumaram yavvanam jara. Tata dehantara praptihi. So similarly, at the end of our life, we get another deha, another body. So in this life itself, we are getting new dehas, new bodies. We are having a body of boyhood and body of youth and body of old age. All totally different bodies, completely different bodies. The body what we had at the time of birth is completely different than what we are having right now. So that means we already reincarnated. Already we have changed our body. So it's not very difficult to understand that at the time of death we'll get into another body. So that's why Krishna is saying that Tata deha antara prapti diraga tatra namukhyade. Similarly, at the time of death we'll get into another body. So it is not a very difficult science at all, because we understand very clearly, even with our modern science also, this body is changing. So that way, for your question, everything discussed in Bhagavad Gita is science. Only thing is that we need to understand it. This is a higher science. It is the king of knowledge. It is Raja Vidya, because it's the knowledge about our self, about our soul. And we can ask a question, oh, how can I believe that there is a soul? Again, it's a religious angle. No, it is not at all a religious angle, that we are not the body, we are the soul. Just now I explained very clearly based on Bhagavad Gita, that something in this body which is not changing at all, so that is the soul. The soul is not at all changing. And we believe in electrons, we believe in atomic structure, protons, neutrons, nucleus, electrons, all such things. Has anyone seen electrons? No one has seen electrons. We come up with theories and we observe its effects. The presence of electrons, only by performing experiments, we will observe. The Goldfile experiment and Millikan's oil drop experiment, all such things in the physics scientists they did to understand the charge of the electron, the presence of nucleus, all such things. But no one has seen it actually. No one has seen it. It's only based on our observing its effects, its presence. Its presence has been felt by the experimental ways. Same thing with the soul. No one has seen the soul. But we are seeing its presence because the soul is there. The soul is saying that, talking, I am this, I am that, I, mine, all those things. There is the soul. So we believe in the electrons and we have achieved so much of advancement in the technology just because we believe in electrons. In fact, to understand very clearly, the energy is transferred from the plants to ourselves also, to ourselves also, only by electron transfer. When the sunlight falls on the leaves, so in the photosynthesis, the electron in the water gets kicked off, and that electron goes through the carbohydrates, and then we eat, and then again it goes through the glycolysis and a lot of things, and the electron transport chain is there. So the same electron gets transferred. Just because we believe in electrons, how much science, how much knowledge we got it. So similarly, if we believe that we are the soul based on this science, it's not something of faith or religious angle. It is perfect science. The soul is transferring through the body. The soul is transmigrating through the body. So, but this is not fun for us to take birth again and again in this material world and suffer. So that's why with the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, which is a science, which is a perfect science, is the science about ourselves. So that's what the science should be taught in each and every college, because this knowledge is applicable to everyone, irrespective of what religion that person belongs to. When we talk about soul, we cannot say that this soul belongs to this religion. Only that's all identification of our bodies. So as long as the soul is concerned, soul is soul. So that way, this is a perfect science. When we study this fully, we will understand it completely. Hare Krishna. I hope you understood for your question, Vasu Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Did you understand?
Vasu? I think you are unmute.
He's unmute, but I'm not able to hear. Hare Krishna.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for your explanation. I really appreciate it. Yes.
Yes, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Hare Krishna. You are in the WhatsApp group, correct? So we will send you the link and you can. So where you are from? Which place you are, Madan? Where are you from?
I'm from Maharashtra.
Maharashtra. Okay. So for India time, every day, like Tuesday to Sunday, we don't have class on Monday, but Tuesday to Sunday, 6 days.
Okay.
Morning at 7 a.m. So we were giving at 7:30. From today onwards, we are giving at 7 a.m. So
Okay.
it will be 7 to 7:30, 30 minutes I will be giving lecture, one sloka I'm teaching. So from Tuesday to Saturday morning, 5 days, we are in the 8th chapter now. So that means this started some time ago, like few maybe months ago or years ago. Basically every day one sloka we are studying. So we are coming up to the 8th chapter. So
Okay. So how much did I miss?
What is it? What's your question, Madani?
How much did I miss, and where can I find the recording?
Yeah, so I will tell you. And but on the Sunday morning time, we are in the 2nd chapter. So we are in the 2nd chapter, sloka number 64 we finished. So at that time I'm teaching 4 slokas on Sunday morning. So, but all these things you can find it in our like YouTube channel. If you are already, I'm sure you already joined in our WhatsApp group, correct?
Yes.
So we will send you the like video of the YouTube video today after this lecture. Every day it will be coming in the WhatsApp group. If you can subscribe to that YouTube channel, then you can actually find in the description of that YouTube channel where all those past lectures are there in the YouTube channel. You can actually go there and listen to them.
Okay. And do you have any reference material? Because I don't have Bhagavad Gita at my home.
Yeah, Bhagavad Gita as it is. So that is the only book we refer to. That is written by Srila Prabhupada, Bhagavad Gita as it is. And if you don't have the book with you, you can get one. I don't know which place in Maharashtra you are from, Aditi? Which city you are from?
Mumbai.
Oh, Mumbai. Okay, Mumbai means you can easily get it. So from ISKCON temples you can get it actually, Bhagavad Gita as it is. But also you can access it online. There is Vedabase.io, VEDABASE, Vedabase.io. There also you can go and access this Bhagavad Gita as it is.
Okay. Thanks.
So which part of Mumbai you are from, Madan?
I'm from Thane.
From Thane. Okay, Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Hare Krishna.
So yeah, I know because I studied in IIT Mumbai only. That was in 1992. So
Okay. Hare Krishna.
because I studied Bhagavad Gita from there only. That's where I studied Bhagavad Gita. So
Yeah.
So before that, I didn't know ABCD of Bhagavad Gita. Hare Krishna.
I'm starting right now.
Yeah, it is nice. So please join every day. And when
Yes,
you
yes,
follow
sure.
all these things, you will completely understand Bhagavad Gita. Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna Guruji, I would just like to add one sentence to
Yes.
her answer. So in the current YouTube channel, we have recording from, I believe, chapter 7. But if you want to access the previous recording, then in the WhatsApp group, we have a group description. In that group description, there is a YouTube link in the WhatsApp group description. So you can go there and you can select the playlist. It will take us to the old YouTube channel where you can find recordings from chapter 1 to chapter 7.
Thank you. Thank you, Pindra.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
I see Raghu has one more question. I'm just finding Raghu and unmuting. Raghu, you can ask your question.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So I have the book of Bhagavad Gita as it is. His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada.
Yes.
So he's a founder Acharya of International Society of Krishna Consciousness. So is this also a good book?
That is the book. I was referring only to that book only. So, in fact,
Okay.
I understood the entire Bhagavad Gita only by studying this book. Even though I can't read the Sanskrit. I can't read Sanskrit, but I understand all the slokas, every word in the Sanskrit in Bhagavad Gita slokas only because of this book. Because this Bhagavad Gita, as it is, the slokas are given in transliteration. English transliteration is given, and word to word translation is given, and then the complete translation of the slokas are there, and the purport for each sloka also is there by Srila Prabhupada. So this is the only book what we need to study. Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you, Guruji. I see Chandrahasa raised hand, but he is not on audio, so I cannot.
Okay.
I see Surender Bhatia. Surender Bhatia, I'm unmuting you. You can talk with Guruji.
Detachment, one thing which need to understand, actually need to adopt in life. But thing is very difficult, that is detachment and all. When we get married and we have kids, and it's how to go about it, like concentrating on Krishna, thinking about Krishna, praying Krishna, okay, but detachment, like I really am messed up with that thing actually, in how to detach, like.
Yes, Prabhu. It's a very practical question actually, but this thing will happen automatically. You cannot do that by force.
Yeah.
Even though Krishna is saying that it is possible by force to make someone to detach from this material sense objects by force, but that won't work. Visaya vinivartante niraharasya dehinaga. So that means Visaya vinivartante means we can detach from the sense objects by not giving the sense objects. Niraharasya dehinaga. That means by force. We can restrain someone by force, but that doesn't work. Krishna
Okay.
is said, Rasavarjam rasopyasyam param drishva nivartade. So if we experience a higher taste, then we will automatically give up the lower taste. So that's what this Krishna consciousness. What's going to happen? We are studying Bhagavad Gita every day. And that means when we get this knowledge continuously, we are going to know more and more about Krishna. So then, slowly our attachment to Krishna is going to develop.
Okay.
Because we are listening to Bhagavad Gita every day and studying Bhagavad Gita and all such things, and we know that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of God, and we are knowing about Krishna, and Krishna is teaching us about how to reach Him. All this knowledge we are getting it. So slowly, when we get this knowledge, our attachment to Krishna, when it develops, so because of that attachment to Krishna, this detachment will automatically happen. Because you cannot attach to both at the same time. You cannot get attached to Krishna and attached to sense objects, both won't work. Because our mind can only be attached to one thing at a time. So when our mind is attached to Krishna with this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, by chanting, by discussing with devotees, by studying, by doing all those things, then automatically you are going to detach, Prabhu. So we don't have to try hard for that. It is going to happen automatically. You understand that, Prabhu, for your question?
Yeah, got it.
Yes, Prabhu. Yes. Automatically it will happen. That is just the effect of studying Bhagavad Gita. Hare Krishna. Thank you for asking such nice question, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Guruji.
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu. So the karma, based upon our karma only, our need, at the time of death, whatever we are going to remember, that's what is going to decide our new body. Whatever we remember at the time of death, we will get it. So what we are going to remember is based upon our actions in the current body only. Our swabhava. So that way, all our the new body, everything, all the papa and punya, so everything we will be like based on that, our new body will be decided, and based on what we remember at the time of death, we'll get that body. You understand that, bro? So that way, definitely, our we are in this life actually by doing all these activities, we are actually preparing our next body. We need to remember that fact. We need to recognize the fact that we are actually preparing our next body. We should actually do everything. That's why we should do each and every activity very correctly with the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, so that we won't get any other like material life again next life. So yeah, our actions are going to be either binding or liberating, depending upon whether we are attached to the results or not. If we are attached to the results, then our actions are binding. If we are not attached to the results, then our actions will liberate us from this material body. So you understand that, Prabhu? Anand Prakash Kumar?
Is there anything called faith, really? Faith?
You're talking about faith?
Yeah, faith, F-A-T.
Faith. Okay. Yeah, faith is that faith is actually, Prabhu, it is only based on what we have done in the past only, the actions only. So it is not like that faith is decided based upon like somebody just like that. So everything that what we call it as our faith is because our what we are doing in our life. So what our activities we are doing. So whether it is binding or liberating. So if it is binding, so then that is our fate, because whatever. But Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita that you just surrender unto me, don't worry about all things. I will relieve you from all sinful reactions. That's what Krishna is saying. So, Sarvadharman Parityajya Mamekam Saranam Braja Agam Tvam Sarva Papebhyo Mokshayishyami Masucha. You abandon all varieties of religions and just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. That's what Krishna is saying. So that way, if we study this Bhagavad Gita and understand Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and we start loving Krishna and fall in love with Krishna and remember Krishna and surrender unto Krishna, then our fate is completely erased. It's completely, Krishna is saying that I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. You understand that, Prabhu? Anand Prakash Prabhu?
Yeah, yes.
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. So this is an opportunity for us to completely rewrite our fate, actually. So with the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, we can remove all our sinful reactions. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Guruji. I'm unmuting TML Shankar Prabhu. You can talk with Guruji. TML Shankar. Okay. Unmuting Vijay's iPhone. Vijay, you can talk with Guruji.
Hare Krishna.
Shankar is unmuted.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Actually, I joined late today, so I will get the lecture from YouTube.
Okay. Any questions you have?
No question.
Hare Krishna.